As you can see behind me, it's starting to fill up now in the auditorium. We'll have over 1,000 people packed in to see the start of this season's Snooker Premier League. 7 of the world's top snooker players will be on show, and 6 of them will be hoping to pot that all-important ball that will put an end to the reign of this young man.
Man, look, wind been blowing on my back. I was born to bring trouble wherever I'm at. I was born in the soul of misery, and I never had me in it. Got along, all carry it well. Crystal lies are broken, reach from here to
Hello and welcome to the Penrith Leisure Centre for the opening match in this season's partycasino.com Snooker Premier League. This season's magnificent 7 look like this. The Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan, John Higgins, Shaun Murphy, Stephen Hendry, Neil Robertson, Marco Fu and Judd Trump. Tonight's matches see Neil Robertson up against the 20-year-old sensation Judd Trump and defending champion and world number 1, the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan, against Marco Fu. Hello, good to see you again. What a lineup we've got over the next 12 weeks. The world number 1, the world champion, the Masters champion, the UK champion, and a 20-year-old player making his debut. In a sec, we'll meet tonight's players, but first, let's have a quick reminder of exactly what happened in last season's Premier League.
The start of a new season. This is a match between the 2 greatest players in the history of the sport. Sit back and enjoy.
Brilliant shot. Oh, great shot. Absolutely superb. What about that? Brilliant.
Wow, what a cracking shot that is.
That was a stunning pot. And what a great shot that was. Century, and a very, very good one as well.
45. A serious chance of putting a couple of grand in the skyrocket.
3 centuries in 3 frames.
It's a great shot. It really is. Makes it look simple, but a classy shot. That is an absolutely beautiful shot.
Ding dong! 139 total clearance. How about that? Higgins toiling.
Could be a chance here for John Higgins. Oh, he's missed it. He's overdone it. Oh, dear me.
Oh, what a shot. He's moved both threads out into open play.
Sweet cueing.
Selby's done little or nothing wrong all night.
Tremendous stuff from Mark Selby. What a debut in the Premier League. O'Sullivan, Selby and Perry are into the semi-finals.
There's a real buzz in here tonight. Doesn't really look like missing an awful lot though, does he?
He's in the groove, he's in the mood.
He's in the zone, Clive, isn't he? It's got a special feeling when it happens.
A marvellous hat-trick. 3 centuries in 3 frames. That was simply stunning.
Mark Selby said, follow that. If anyone can, Ronnie can.
It's a great shot. It's a great shot.
Joe Perry blundered, Ronnie O'Sullivan did the rest. When it comes to Premier League finals in a row for the Rocket, it's 5, and his title hopes remain alive. This could be one of the matches of the season. A dream start for Ronnie O'Sullivan. A nightmare start for Mark Selby. Ruthless, relentless. Ronnie roaring into a 5-0 lead.
O'Sullivan wins the Premier League for the 5th time in succession.
Former world number 6 Mike Hallett joins me. Good evening, Mike. Can anyone stop Ronnie O'Sullivan?
It's going to be difficult. It has been his own tournament for the last few years, hasn't it? But he's so good with the shot clock as well. His timing, his rhythm on the table. One or two that have come in have had to get used to that, of course. Mark Selby, as you saw there, had to get used to that, did it very, very well. Bit disappointed the way he played in the final last year, because he played magnificent in the semi-final. But, you know, Ronnie always produces the goods in this event. And again, I think he's the man to beat.
Judd Trump, just 20 years old, making his debut in this season's Premier League. What do you make of him? Because I believe you met about 7 years ago, is that right?
Yeah, I think I had to get him out of the creche to play him in a tournament down in Prestatyn. Did me 4-1, never missed a ball. Fantastic talent, fantastic talent. Still learning the game, of course. I think he needs to just get the balance. He's a wonderful attacking player, knocks him in from all angles. Once he gets the balance and gets the confidence, I think we're going to see a lot of Judd Trump, obviously we will do in this tournament, and we're looking for big things from him.
Okay, let's find out what the bookmakers think. Obviously, defending champion Ronnie O'Sullivan, his favourite 11-10. But look at that, the world champion John Higgins, 4.5, 9-2. Sean Murphy, 5.5-1. Neil Robertson has been here before. He's got the experience. 8-1. Marco Fu 10. 7 times world champion Stephen Hendry 12s, and Judd Trump, as we just mentioned, 14-1. It looks like a one-horse race, doesn't it, really, Mike?
Well, it does, but it depends how the players have summered, of course. They've had 2 or 3 months off, and of course it all kicks in again now. And it'll be interesting to see how they start the season.
How important is the Premier League in the snooker calendar?
Well, it's mightily important because, of course, with the sponsorship that's going on at the moment, all sports are really taking a knock. So any event that we can play in is fantastic. And again, there's a lot of prize money at stake.
There is a lot of prize money. Let's have a look at this, actually. This is quite interesting. This is Ronnie O'Sullivan's earnings, World Championship, compared to the Premier League. As you can see, every season in the Premier League he's won at least 70 grand or more. And had it not been for that year in the World Championship in 2007-8, where Ronnie actually won it and made a 147, he would have earned more in the last 5 years in the Premier League than he would have done in the World Championships. It's bizarre, isn't it, when you think of it like that?
Well, it's fantastic. I mean, Ronnie's his own biggest critic, of course, and he knows that he hasn't been as consistent as he'd like to have been over the last few years. He wants to knuckle down, he wants to win more titles, he wants to win more world titles. But we come back to this one. You know, again, is he going to lift another Premier League? He is the man to beat, in my opinion.
OK, well, not only are they up against Ronnie O'Sullivan, they're up against the shot clock, and if you're watching for the first time, or if you forgot all about it, then this is just for you.
The Premier League. Snooker with a twist. The main head spinner, the Sky Sports shot clock. Each player has 25 seconds to take his shot. If he exceeds that time, a foul worth 5 points and a miss will be called. So don't hang around.
There's the angle, he's running around the table. In a panic now, isn't he?
After a shot, the clock will restart when all the balls come to rest, or when the referee has re-spotted a potted ball. For those truly sticky situations, a timeout can be taken.
Timeout.
Once a timeout has been called, all time restraints for that shot will be lifted, but use them wisely. In the 6-frame match, you only have 5 timeouts, and you can't take more than 3 per frame.
And if they can play their shot in the allotted time, all they've got to do is just win it. You get 30 grand for winning it this year. Runner-up, 15 grand, not bad. Semi-finalists, you make the last 4, you get £5,000. Remember, you win £1,000 for every frame you win, and if you win it with a century, you get another £1,000. And if you make that magical 147 break, then 25 grand is coming your way. Right, let's get on with it. Let's meet the players. And first up, it's Judd Trump. Hi, Judd. It's your first time in the Premier League. What do you think of it so far?
I haven't really started yet. Just got here earlier. Just relax, settle down. Hopefully a good match.
You're 20 years old. You're the youngest player ever to make a 147. You've already played in the World Championships. You're the third youngest there. You've played in the Masters. You've got quite a lot of experience under your belt already, haven't you?
Yeah, I've obviously come through at a young age and turned pro at 16, and it's taken a little while to get used to all the tournaments and the TV stages, so hopefully this year I can break through a little bit.
Okay, and for the first time as well in your career, you're playing top quality opponents week in, week out. I suppose for you the benefits are obvious.
Yeah, it's going to be a great experience for me. Obviously not playing on TV a lot. I haven't really played the top players like Neil and that. So the next few weeks should be good for me.
And what about the shot clock? Have you been playing in the club and someone's been going, stop, stop, stop?
No, I haven't played at all with the shot clock, so it'll be a little bit different, but hopefully it won't take too long to get used to.
Okay, I'm sure it won't. Best of luck. Judd Trump, everyone. And Judd's opponent tonight is Neil Robertson. Good to see you. You weren't here last year. 2007 was your last appearance in the Premier League. Good to be back.
Yeah, it is. Last time I was here, I finished bottom of the group, equal with Jimmy White. So, hopefully I can't do much worse than that. So, definitely looking forward to tonight, though.
What would you have taken with you then from the last time you played?
What it was to feel like looking up at everyone else that was higher than me. I think it was, I struggled a little bit with the shot clock, and so I'm going to be a bit more relaxed with that tonight, and just enjoy it more rather than put myself under a lot of pressure.
When you're playing in a league format, is a win first and then the performance is second on the list of priorities?
Yeah, you just want to rack up as many points as you can earlier on. It's obviously good to get off to a good start, but if not, you still got another sort of few matches to get some points on the board.
And finally, I missed it because I was away. Do you happen to know how the Ashes finished?
Well, actually, my dad was born in the UK, so I got a British passport. I couldn't lose, could I?
Of course, yeah.
Go team.
I'm sure it's going to be a great match anyway. Neil Robertson, everyone. Thanks, Neil. Should be a cracker, this one. Let's hand over to our boys in the box. Mike Hallett, and first up, the brilliant Clive Everton.
Only one left-hander has ever been world champion, that's Mark Williams, but either of the two players we're about to see could become the second left-handed world champion.
Thank you. The first frame. Judd Trump to break.
Judd Trump has a ranking of only 30th at the moment, but that's very deceptive and doesn't do justice to his enormous potential. He's already beaten Ronnie O'Sullivan in competition. He did so in reaching the semi-finals of the Grand Prix in Glasgow last October. Neil Robertson is at this stage a little bit more the finished article. Semi-finalist in last spring's World Championship and currently ranked 9th.
Don't think this is going to be a slow game though, Clyde, between these two, because they both like to attack. And this young man here, Judd Trump, is a great talent. They've been speaking about him for a few years, and as he said in that interview early on, that it's his time now to come through to the top stage. He's done very well indeed to qualify for this event, and he wants to enjoy it.
Yes, he qualified by winning the Championship League, which is the feeder event for the Premier League. Neil Robertson's great strength is his long potting, but this evening so far he's 0 out of 2. Robertson's very pleased to be first match on tonight, because when it's over he faces a 4-hour drive back to Cambridge, and then up early in the morning to get to Heathrow by mid-morning to fly to Shanghai for the Shanghai Masters, which starts on Monday. Judd Trump regrettably failed to qualify for Shanghai, but I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot of him this season. Just needs one breakthrough to really set him off and establish him as a top player.
Well, first blood then for the young man. 1. And he's on the black. Nicely done, made that look easier than it was, and a nice cannon just down the red.
I've looked between frames. 8. Nine.
Good crowd in this evening here in Penrith. As always, this Premier Snooker League event is always packed houses to see these top stars.
16.
You can't get any bigger
17.
than the one that's coming in later, our champion Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, it's only 3 reds and 3 blacks, but I might as well mention it that
24.
It's £25,000 for a 147.
Just read my mind, Clive, but I didn't want to go in too early. Might stay on the pink here, actually. He's got too much angle to stay on the black.
25.
Great chance to put some points on the board, though, and even greater chance to put the first frame on the board. That would certainly settle him down.
From a very early age, Trump has been an outstanding potting and break builder.
32.
He was only 14 years, 208 days old when he made his first maximum in competition.
$39.
Didn't leave himself quite straight enough on that red, so
40.
had to go away from black ball position.
Yes, my only little bit of a criticism of him, Clive, over the last couple of seasons is perhaps his shot selection hasn't quite been 100%. But again, he's a young man and he's learning his trade.
45.
Yes, I think it's in the broken play situations where he's got a bit to learn about shot selection. If it's a straightforward
46.
potting and break building opportunity, I don't think he's got all that much still to learn.
Not really. We've often seen that a lot of the young stars in our game, Liang Wanbo, another one. But these sort of competitions, the more competition
53.
you can get, the more matches you can play, all adds to the experience.
54.
It looks as if one scoring visit is going to be enough to account for this opening frame.
$59. 60.
Well, just about 4.5 minutes so far on this break, and this next red is frame ball.
67.
Good
68.
visit. Once that first red went in, he's played these very well. Now then, the frame safe. Could we be seeing a century? What a way to start that would be.
It's £1,000 for each frame won, £1,000 for each century.
76.
It's okay. He played past the pink, but it doesn't do.
84. $91. 92.
Well, a possible 142 on here.
Which would equal his highest breaking competition
99.
made in the 2007 World Championship.
Oh, you can't get on the black. That'll be 141. Well, it's a century and a wonderful way to start his debut in the Premier League. We said this young man can play.
106.
There's evidence.
$107. $112. $114.
He's just overdone that slightly. He wanted to be on the tie cushion with a cue ball. Left-handed. I'll have to get the extension out here. Still potable, but a little bit more to do with the cue ball now.
This is one of those positional shots which is a lot more difficult than it looks.
Especially when you're down to 7 seconds, 6 in the shot clock. He's okay. Well, it's okay on the brown. He could have done with a slightly thinner contact.
Yeah, that could easily have gone wrong. He could easily have knocked the brown under the cushion.
Looks good. Oh, great recovery. This has been superb. Well, if Neil Robertson didn't think he had a match on beforehand, he does now.
126.
Easy game, isn't it? Especially when you've got this talent.
What a marvellous start. With his first scoring visit to the table, Judd Trump makes a total clearance of 139 to lead Neil Robertson by a frame to nil. The main course of Ronnie O'Sullivan versus Mark Ofu still to come, but let's savour this hors d'oeuvre. Judd Trump leading Neil Robertson by a frame to nil by virtue of a total clearance of 139 on his debut frame in the Premier League.
Doesn't get better than that. Well, Neil had to sit that one out, obviously. Well, great break-off shot. It's covered reds on the left-hand side here. In fact, I think Judd is snookered on all of the reds. Will have to come off 2 cushions here into the back of the pack. It's been declared a touching ball. Neil again looking to put Judd in trouble here behind the green on the back cushion, I feel.
Neil Robertson played very little during the summer back in Australia. He felt he needed a long break from the game. Snooker players don't really need to rest their bodies, but at the end of a season they certainly need to rest their minds, because this is a sport which demands so much concentration for long periods that you just can't do it 52 weeks a year.
Well, especially the long haul at Sheffield for the World Championship. Well, that's a great shot again from Judd. He's got Neil under the cosh here. Didn't give him a shot in the first. Well, he had a couple of shots, of course, Neil. And then Judd got in, and that was it. Well, he's looking to put the white on the top cushion here. Cover the reds on the right hand side with the black. That's okay. There's one just left of the pink there as well, but I feel he's covered that one as well. He's playing the one down the table. Needed that one just to travel a little more. Neil might have a go at this one. Not guaranteed position on a colour. Well, there's the shot. They play it 2 ways. Study it in and come round the black and red, or with a lot of right hand side on the cue ball. Straighten up the white. Let's see which way he goes. A lot of side. Well played. It's got a little cannon, but it was an excellent pot.
Well, having to strike right of centre as he looked at it, the cue ball was spinning sideways, so that made the pot much more difficult. The pink just detached from that bunch of reds, so it was just pottable to the corner, so his positional shot was just about good enough.
Yeah, Paul Colley, our referee, just checking the pink spot. And it goes on. That's another high value colour tied up then.
7.
You'll have to go back for the blue here because black not available to the right corner. Ooh, he's got a kick there. He had a heavy contact, but
8.
sided, I think it's just got there on the blue. You can just see the white just deadened a little bit. It just had enough angle. But he needs another good shot here. Needs a good pot and good positional
13.
play for the next blue. A lot of backspin needed. Wrong side
14.
of the blue.
But assisted in attempting to recover position by the fact that the yellow isn't on its spot.
Wants to get amongst them down here. Wants to get that black on its own spot. And this looks pretty good. It looks absolutely perfect. What a great shot that is.
19.
And cannon into the second red. Stay on the black. Well played.
20. 27.
Oh,
28.
wrong side of the blue on a couple of occasions, but now in prime position.
This is a player who's won 3 world ranking titles.
35.
The most recent being last November, the Bahrain Open,
36.
which sadly is not part of the calendar this season.
That red needs to bounce. Oh, not quite enough. I think he's, if you watch the replay, just caught that
43.
first red. Didn't intend that, but I think he's still got a red here to the left corner. Oh, well played.
44.
Again, a nice recovery. What I like about Neil Robertson, Clive, he's never fazed by anything, is he? His attitude is fantastic. He's always positive, whatever happens out there.
I agree, Mike. There was another positive shot, and it should lead on to him winning the frame at this visit.
Well, he had to sit out the last one. And just look at this as a reply.
$50.
Well, Neil is just a couple of reds and colours away from making this second frame safe. And imagine if he replies with a century as well. This is top draw stuff.
57.
The position of the 3 reds nearest cushions are against a century, but first of all, he's going to make absolutely sure of winning the frame.
Yeah, those two could be a problem if you can get into those. The
64.
one there's the right middle, I think is potable if he gets right in behind it. But to make the century, he's going to have to move those two
65.
on the left-hand cushion. Whatever, Clive, this is a great reply.
Yes, and it's already
71.
enough to leave trump at the snooker's required stage.
$72. $79. $80.
Well, he might have the angle to come off the top cushion, split those two reds here. Top and right-hand side. I think that's what he's playing. Oh! Well, he got one of the reds, but the black
Neil
bounced off the
80,
table.
Judd Trump 7. Frame Neil Robertson.
Yes, he had done enough to secure the frame. Quickly about the century. The 80 break brings Neil Robertson level with Judd Trump at 1-all. Judd Trump and Neil Robertson are 1-all. 139 break Trump, 80 break Robertson, and Ronnie O'Sullivan and Marco Fu to come.
The third frame. Judd Trump to break.
In the meantime, this has been most enjoyable. Great start from these two. More to come, I'm sure. He's contemplating the pot to the red corner. He's had a look at the black. This could be dangerous. Bound to leave one on. Well, he came right across it. Well, he's hit it that bad. It's not too bad.
Yes. Well, there was a danger in playing that shot if he didn't get it, that he would have left trump the red above the black, the one to the right of the black. But as you said, Mike, he was so far out that it turned into a safety.
Got to be careful now. Lots of reds in the open. No, is he just playing a safety here? White to the cushion, or is he taking a red on? No, just a safety. Would have been really dangerous to take on a red there. That's pretty good considering the position he was facing. But Judd will just clip off this red down to the vault cushion. Wants to just take it away from that pocket.
Stunned into the cushion so that he could get the cue ball to the left along the baulk line, hoping to use the green as a cover for Robertson's safety in reply, but hasn't quite made that.
Oh, we didn't want the double kiss. That could be costly.
Now if you tried to do this, you could have 10 tries and not do it.
I don't know. I'm pretty good at that shot. Anyway, again, like I say, it could prove to be very costly. Wants to try and get on the red nearest the black if you can. Free up the black.
6, 7,
Now he can't afford to do that because the shot clock is moving on, but still he had plenty in hand.
13, 14, 16, 17.
Well, we saw what he did in the opening frame. Who knows?
Red, black, and then the red which is above the black, which would give the black maximum accessibility subsequently.
He's got a slight angle just to stun off the top cushion. Wants to leave the white there again if you can. Looks pretty good. Just a touch hard, if anything.
30.
Might play the right on red actually, go down for the blue for one. He's cannon into the black, and those sort of shots can go wrong. So the percentage shot is possibly down for the blue. Well, he's got to play a little cannon here. Well played. Nicely played.
31.
Yes, it looked as if there was nothing to it, but in less skillful hands that could have gone wrong.
38. 39. $46. $47.
Wanted to go through the gap. He's slightly out of position. Might take the one to the left centre. Hold for the black
54.
again. Wasn't the one he intended to be on. Still the one to the right corner. Also one to the green pocket, I think. But this one to the left centre is favourite. Well played.
55.
Always tricky those from that angle. Played it well. Ooh, he's got a heavy contact there. Massive kick.
So that's why he's finished
62.
much lower than intended. Just needs to pot a red and a reasonably high value colour to secure the frame.
So annoying, that, Clive, isn't it? You know, you're one ball away through no fault of your own. He should get this. Well, there you go. Well, he was going well. One ball away from
62.
securing the frame. And a bad contact, and who knows?
Chance for Robertson to snatch the frame. All remaining balls in pretty inviting positions.
One. Six. Seven.
Obviously the problem, Red, is the one nearest the baulk cushion, but I don't expect it to be a huge problem for a player of Robertson's quality.
No, and this would hurt young Judd Trump as well, because he was in there and he should have clinched this frame. But he can only sit in his chair and hope he gets another chance. He might not.
14.
In with 62, heavy contact left him out of position. Chance for Robertson to make a winning clearance.
20. 21. $27. 28.
Could have done with a little bit more on the cue ball there. He might take the pink instead of the blue.
Time out.
Yeah, the blue is a little thin for the positional shot he wants to play on the last red, and in view of the difficulty of the shot and also some initial uncertainty in his mind as to exactly what he's going to play, Robertson calls the first of the 5 timeouts which he's allowed.
Well, he's having another look at the blue here, but is he going to go twice up and down the table or just try and hold for that red? There's got to be dead weight. Well, there you go. He's done it. Well done. So it's a little bit thinner on the red than he intended. And these are tricky, they can be missed, but if this goes in,
33.
Great chance to snatch this frame.
Potted the blue as slowly as possible to hold the cue ball as best he could for this red.
Well, he's got the red.
34.
Again, just the wrong side of the blue. Could take the brown. But now in prime position to take this third frame. And young Judd Trump sitting in his chair, they'll be thinking, well, I think this frame has gone now.
49.
He won't be expecting another chance, but sometimes when it looks as if a player's certain to clear up, he doesn't.
41.
Can't see Neil missing from here though, he's queuing too well.
$44. $48.
Well, perhaps has left himself slightly more to do than he might have done, but still shouldn't be a problem.
$53.
Well, Judd was in first, he had that bad contact, but this has been a magnificent clearance.
Trump in first with 62, lost position through no fault of his own. Robertson clears up with 66 to win on the black and lead by 2 frames to 1. The Australian #1 Neil Robertson leads Judd Trump by 2 frames to 1 after 3 cracking frames. Ronnie O'Sullivan and Marco Fu are waiting in the wings.
Frame 4. Neil Robertson to break.
Well, we just thought that this was going to be an exciting match between these two, and they haven't disappointed yet.
Well, the pot success rate, 93% Robertson. That includes 2 that he missed right at the start of the first frame. 98% Trump, and he's 2-1 down.
Well, his percentage just gone up 1 more. An average shot duration, nothing in it really, 16 and 14 seconds. This is great stuff from these two. Very high quality snooker indeed.
The black ball position off the bunch was extremely well judged. The bunch was packed tight, but the cue ball was
8.
going across right to left, and Robertson knew that he'd be very unlucky not to be on the black.
Just thinking, Clive, how that last frame might affect Judd there. You know, in his own mind, he should have been 2-1 the lead. He's got to put that out of his mind now, of course. But he's up against a player of high quality here. They're all high quality. But Neil Robertson is looking very good.
I think Trump's experienced enough now to put that behind him. Ah, the shot clock. which Robertson had forgotten about, I'm absolutely certain. He spent just a little bit too much time deliberating,
14.
and suddenly the bleeps were upon him, warning him that he only got 5 seconds left.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Judd has got enough experience. But
15.
as we've said, 3 magnificent frames, and here we go again. Well, that's unlucky. Deserved more. Just watch the white go again with the
22.
backspin. He's looking at this one just below the pink here to cut back into the left corner. It's there, well played.
23.
Oh, he's got the blue to the corner.
Yes, wasn't exactly sure where the cue ball was going, but would have expected to have had some sort of shot at the blue.
Well, I think that break has done him good, Clive, don't you?
Well, I had a chat with Neil Robertson
28.
earlier this evening. He said that he was feeling very good, very fresh, very rested, just hungry to play, and that's
29.
the best possible attitude. Whether he'll feel like that on Monday after a long flight to Shanghai, I'm not quite so sure, but there again, that's
36.
part of the experience you have to acquire from a few years on the circuit.
37. $44.
Well, Mike,
45.
does Robertson win the frame at this visit? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, I think yes as well.
He's cueing very well. Okay, we didn't see anything of him in the first frame, apart from a couple of attempts at
50.
pots, and Judd did the rest. But since then, this has been very good indeed.
51.
And Judd, again, was very unfortunate in that last frame with that kick when he was well in there. But it's difficult.
Timeout.
So Robertson calls for his second timeout of the 5 he's permitted in the 6 frames. No more than 3 in any one frame. He's played in the Premier League once before, and part of the unique art of playing in the Premier League is knowing when to take your timeouts. You don't want to take them too early, but there again, you don't want to rush an important shot or an important choice.
Well, got a lot of check side on the cue ball there. Not quite sure which red he was playing on, but he has the one to the left middle. As you watch this again, just watch the check there as the white squared up, but this one to the left centre. That's obviously the one he played on, and he's missed it.
Neil Robertson, 58.
Well, Mark, we were both wrong.
Yeah, we were, but for me, it was the positional shot from the black to red. I couldn't understand that with all that side on it.
Well, that red was attempted to the far corner, black ball position if he'd got it, but a danger of leaving red to middle if he didn't.
Yes, the middle one of the 3 is available, but this is not guaranteed. In fact, he's played a safety. He wasn't interested in the tempter to the middle. Well, there is one here for Judd, though.
Well, Trump's safety play has been foolproof. statistically this evening. 100% of his safeties prevented Robertson from potting a ball. Trump's turn to call for a timeout, which is first. And once a player has called his timeout, there's no limit on how long he may take.
Is he going for this? This is a big shot.
He had to get that. If he got it, he was in with every chance of a winning counter-attack. Now that he's missed it, he's virtually handed the frame to Robertson.
Yeah, it was a toughie. That was all or nothing.
So it looks as if Trump's going to fall 3-1 behind, which would mean that the best he could do would be a draw.
We see it so often, Clive, don't we? You know, that kick he got when it should have been 2-1 the lead to him, and now it's slightly gone away from him. Now he's battling to get something out of this match.
6. 7.
Cannon on the green leaves him perfectly on the brown.
$11. 12.
So Robertson has already done enough.
Well, that's not the best one he's ever played. I think he might just be able to see enough of this to take it on to the right corner. Oh, he's having to swerve it. He's already done enough, though. Well, I cannot believe that he's overcut that red.
Neil Robertson 14 and the frame.
It certainly is. Neil Robertson leads Judd Trump by 3 frames to 1 with 2 more to play. "41 minutes play for 4 frames has left Neil Robertson with a 3-1 lead over Judd Trump. Ronnie O'Sullivan starts the defence of his Premier League title against Marco Fu later this evening.
Frame 5. Judd Trump to break.
Not a good break-off shot from Trump.
Well, that's exactly what he didn't want. And Neil will certainly go for this red to the left corner, and the black's available. Oh, well. I expected him to get that one. He came right across it.
Yes, it's surprising. Robertson has played very well this evening, with the exception of his long potting, which has normally been one of his strengths. He's missed 3.
Quite well played. Well, as we've just mentioned, Judd has to battle now to get something out of this match. Oh, he's got the side-ons, taking the cue ball the wrong way, and this black will go behind the cue ball to make it
difficult cueing. Just watch the side. He wanted the side to go the other way, take it down the table. Well, there's it. Black having to go behind its own spot. This is not easy cueing. I'm not sure if he might just be able to get through to this one, to the right centre. Oh, that was very close.
Trump 8.
Well, it looked as if he could, in the end, just about get through to the centre of the cue ball, but the black was still a distraction. Could easily have fouled it on his follow through, because of course the cue gets thicker the further it goes through the bridge.
An interesting stat we put up in the last frame for Judd Trump, Clive, was that his safety success is 100%, but it's the unforced errors that's allowed Neil in. You know, 1 or 2 safeties that he has played, especially in the opening frame, were perfect. But it's when Judd has been in and missed and given Neil the chances.
9.
Robertson has potted 67 balls, Trump 56, almost as many. And of course Robertson 3-1 ahead. Not much in the points difference
15.
either. Robertson has already earned £3,000 this evening for the 3 frames he's won. Trump has earned £2,000 for the frames he won and the century he made in it.
20.
Now, will he take a calculated risk here and just nudge into them? Medium pace. That's okay. There's a couple of reds there to the right corner. He did take the risk and he hit them well.
26.
Can he get through towards the black there, or will he have to come back for the blue? Well, it's topspin. Well, it's just clinged on to the red. It's okay. You can get the cue in there for the black. And this again, a very good scoring opportunity here for Neil.
$34. 35.
Just thinking, Clive, if this finishes 5-1, I think Judd could look back at that kick he got in the 3rd frame. That's completely turned this match around.
Well, it certainly was the turning point, but I don't think that
42.
Trump's morale has dropped that much because of it, if at all. It's just that Robertson has made better use of his chances.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's just on this bottom red.
50.
But you are right, Mike, in a sense, because but for that unfortunate loss of position through no fault of his own, Trump would have been 2-1 up, and maybe that would have shaken Robertson a bit.
Yeah, yeah, and Neil has done nothing wrong
51.
since then. we just down the years we've often seen, you know, just points in frames that have obviously changed frames, but have changed matches as well. And it's frustrating for a player when everything, you know, just going well and you're feeling good, and his debut, you know, in the Premier League was looking good. And it's just slightly gone away from him. But at the moment, the way Neil is going, I can't see Judd getting anything out of this opening match now, because this frame should be all over.
59.
Yes, this frame would clinch 2 points for a win for Robertson in this 7-man league. 4 to qualify for the knockout semi-finals.
66.
Well, this is definitely 4-1 now.
67.
After setting out a total clearance of 139 in the opening
74.
frame, Robertson has made breaks of 80. A 66
75.
clearance to win on the black. 58. And now 75 plus a few more.
Well, he's got the £1,000 for the frame.
81.
Can he get another 1,000 for the bonus for the century?
82.
Play the one, there's the middle pocket, the slightly more awkward red first. Drop it in for the blue. Oh, my apologies, he's gone the other way. I thought he'd play on the left on one, actually.
Well, I was surprised about that, Mike, because he got absolutely
89.
the ideal angle on the black.
Absolutely.
Now he's got to get the ideal
Timeout.
angle again.
Yeah. Well, he's called a timeout. Yeah, well, I don't understand that. I thought he was looking at it. I just thought he'd stun out for the red, play on the blue, leave the white where it is now. But he's gone to plan B.
Having taken his 3rd timeout of the 5 permitted. Well, I didn't expect him to miss that, but I still think he made an error in shot selection, the shot previously. Even so, the break of 89 increases Neil Robertson's lead over Judd Trump to 4-1. Neil Robertson has scored heavily and leads Judd Trump by 4 frames to 1 with just 1 more frame to go there. Ronnie O'Sullivan and Marco Fu will be on soon.
Final frame of this match. Neil Robertson to break.
Wow, good break-off shot. Just look at the weight of the cue ball there. It's got with the red on the left-hand side. And I can't see Judd taking on the one on the right-hand side. He might just put the white to the top cushion here.
Yes, just a safety there, but has left a possibility to the left middle. The red from the black spot.
Yeah, he's not missing.
1.
Trump didn't catch his safety quite right. Needed to have the cue ball more over to the left, behind the black spot. Oh, but there's a reprieve.
Neil Robertson 1.
The black wasn't on his spot and was therefore just a little more difficult, but no way did I expect Robertson to miss that.
That's unlucky. Tried to go through 2 or 3 reds there. Didn't happen for him.
he did the best he could there, Trump. Just had to rely on a better run of the balls than, in fact, he's had.
Well, he's trying to get him behind the green. Well, he's not done that. He's left this red on. Well, you saw that. Came straight right across that shot. Wasn't difficult. He's got away with it. He's covered it with the brown. Yeah, it's just acknowledged with the hand in the air.
Yes, could so easily have left that red.
Well, that wasn't far away. But as we watch the replay, he has left Neil the red to the left centre. Might go past the blue to the corner, but I think he's, well, going to the corner, I think. No, it's to the middle. Oh, great shot. Screwed off the side cushion. That was very good indeed. Didn't mess about with that one. Well, he might just leave himself an angle on the green here to come off the side cushion. I think he can just avoid that red there on that right hand cushion and get into the pack. Well, he's gone for the brown actually.
No.
No, the problem is that red near the right hand cushion. Can he avoid that?
I think it's easier to avoid from the brown than it would have been from the green.
Oh, great shot. Great shot.
13.
Well, he's got choices here. Yellow. Hopefully on the red that's nearest the black spot. Would be nice. He's gone for that one. Needs to roll. Perfect.
16. 17.
These two lads tonight have been magnificent, Clive. It's been a great match, but you know you've got to admire Neil. He's showed his true class.
Well, there's been nothing early season about the standard here. It's been terrific.
Yeah, just to say that he's put 24. The white on the side cushion.
Yeah, but that was an unlucky rub of the green, really.
Timeout.
What did you say?
Robertson calls his fourth timeout of the 5 he's permitted.
Yeah, sorry, what did you have to say? You were just saying no early season blues. But he'll need a good shot here to continue. Well, he's looking at the two reds though. He thinks he can make these into a plant and run through for the black. Well, he fancies it. Well played. He's gone too far with the cue ball.
25.
Black's still on though, with a cutback.
And I think he might go for this in this present mood. Just needs to cannon into a red here, leave the white at this end of the table. Always overcut the black.
Neil Robertson, 25.
Well, never easy, particularly when you're trying to hold off a thin edge. So a chance for Trump to get his second frame on the board, which is desirable not just because it's £1,000 a frame, but because frame difference could well come into the reckoning with 4 of the 7 players to qualify for the semi-finals.
8. Nine.
Yes, put that in the side of the pocket. Oh, this is awkward because the pink and blue are out of position.
17.
Well, he needs that to run on, and I think he's snookered himself on the intended red.
21.
Yes, no good. Still one on to the left corner, but he played on that one.
Left-hander, but uses the rest right-handed.
Like Tony Mayo was the same.
Yes, quite a few left-handers. Dean Reynolds from your neck of the woods, Grimsby, Mike. Disappointing though for Trump that, because that was a decent chance for a counter-attack.
I didn't want the white to finish on the cushion, but a very confident pot. And he has looked very confident this evening, Neil Robertson, once he's got into his stride. With another one, red to the right centre. He just stroked that in like it was over the corner pocket.
Yes, he couldn't do much positionally though. Just had to roll it in.
Neil Robertson, 8.
So, another reprieve for Trump. One of the big tests of a young player as he acquires experience at top level is if things go wrong for 3 or 4 frames, can he take his chance when it does eventually come along? And so far this evening, Trump hasn't.
Yeah, it's scrapping it out, isn't it? You know, it's winning the untidy games as well. It's great to win frames with 90s and 100s, but sometimes you have to just scrap them out. Oh, well. So Neil's just taking his foot off the gas here a little bit. Another chance here for Judd to try and clinch the final frame of this match. The opening match in this year's Premier Snooker League, and it's been a very good one, a very entertaining match.
Yes, 139 total clearance. At his first scoring visit marked Trump's arrival.
8.
He should have led 2-1, but had a very heavy contact on 62 in the third frame.
9.
Which let Robertson in to clear up with 66 to win on the black. And in the last 2 frames,
Timeout.
Trump has scored only 8 points.
He's going to have to hurry up. He's taking a timeout.
Now he can't reach it left-handed, and it's an awkward sort of shot for to play it right-handed with the rest.
Well, that's the awkward one, of course, but you know, to make the clearance, he's just come beyond the pink for this one. But that last red will be the tricky one. He's got to get this one first. Well played. Well, he's run out of position.
Judd Trump 17.
Tried to line up cue ball, pink and last red for a snooker, but there may be an edge sticking out.
Yeah. Foul and a miss. Judd Trump 4.
Well, it was very difficult
Back.
to play for a thin edge that slowly against the nap of the cloth.
Well, it didn't seem to move. It looked pretty straight on its path. It's obviously a very thin edge indeed. And sometimes you got to trace the side against the nap, or the cue ball going over a finger mark. Just deviate it slightly.
Of course, this is a very precise replacing job for the referee, Paul Collier. A millimetre would make vast difference to the difficulty or otherwise of this shot.
Better this time. I'm just wondering whether Judd might play the cross double to the left centre.
Yes, cue ball up and down for safety if the red doesn't go in.
Well, that could have been better. I think I do believe this red cuts into the middle. Yes, Neil not interested though.
This is easily the longest frame of the match, and it's only 14 minutes. The previous longest was just over 12. Because there hasn't been much duelling or safety play, it's been mostly potting.
Little fortunate to cover that pocket with the green, so just thin contact here for Neil. White up and down, I feel. The safety. Chance of getting in behind the yellow, not quite. So a very important ball, this final red, for both players, and this is awkward. It's a great shot from Neil Robertson. He's got the red tight to the back cushion, just about 12 feet away from it. He's got to be careful here, Judd. Well, he could play it that way, knowing where's the white. Ooh. I say knowing that that green was covering that pocket. So I think the red will be going around the table here. Well, he went for a cheeky dub.
To me, but this red does not appear to be cuttable.
I think it goes into the left corner.
Time out. One left now, Judd.
So that's 3 timeouts for Trump.
I think this passes the green to the yellow pocket. He's contemplating taking this on. No, I think he's just sending the red around the table. Well, he went for the pot. There you go. Wasn't quite sure whether he was taking it on or not. And lucky with the positional side, but who's next?
1.
Well, not touching, and quite a delicate little shot actually. This.
He's too close to it, isn't he? In effect.
Yes. Can't afford a push shot. Obviously.
Judd Trump 1.
Obviously didn't want to hit it too hard, but managed it very nicely in the end.
Yeah, it was a great red to put himself in control of this final frame. Let's have a look at this. It definitely went past the green, but what a pot that is. Now, he's got to get this safe, Neil. Well, he's got to hit it first.
Foul. And a miss.
Miscalled, but I don't
4.
think Judd will take it. I think he'll take this yellow on. Don't think he can hold for the green. He might have to play on the green to the yellow pocket. All played. Oh, now then, 16 points the lead. Only needs green and brown. Oh.
Judd Trump 2.
Well, pity about that from the Trump point of view.
Well, he'd done everything right, Clyde, hadn't he? Good red, good snooker, got the chance. But he's got it safe. Has he fluked it? No. Don't think he's got the snooker either. I think Judd can see this, and if he can, he might have a go at it. He doesn't shy away from these. He needs green and brown. Hang on, where's the green going? It's very close.
3.
Well, good news for Trump. Just one more colour needed to clinch the frame, barring snookers.
It's there.
7.
This has been easily the scrappiest frame, but it counts the same as all the others.
Well, there you go. It's been a great match between these two.
Trump
18.
won the opening frame with a total clearance of 139. And he's also won the last frame. But Neil Robertson won the other 4. And so Australia's number 1 is the winner by 4 frames to 2.
Welcome back to the partycasino.com Snooker Premier League. Here's confirmation of our first match tonight. Neil Robertson beating Judd Trump on his debut by 4 frames to 2. And as you can see, the Rocket and defending champion Ronnie O'Sullivan up against Marco Fu next. But that win for Neil, I know it's early days, but let's have a look anyway how the league looks. Neil at the top. Judd, he's lost, but he's in second place at the moment. But look, let's have a look at the money. 4 grand in the bank for Neil and 3, not bad for an evening's work for Judd. And I'm glad to say they both joined me now. Congratulations to you first. What was it like out there?
Definitely a lot better than my first experience. You know, I've got 2 points already, and that's as many as I accumulated for the whole Premier League 2 years ago. So, you know, I couldn't be happier, that's for sure.
And you didn't even get a win 2 years ago. They were 2 draws as well.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for reminding me. The best I did was a draw against Jimmy White. So, you know, delighted, you know, to beat someone as good as Trump. You know, 4-2.
It was a tough game tonight, and Judd, you got off to a fantastic start with an okay break of, what was it, 1-3-9. What a way to start.
Yeah, it was a good start. Felt a little bit nervous, so that calmed me down straight away. And then I thought, when Neil made that break, second frame, and then I got in the next frame, I thought it could go like one visit every frame, but then I had that kick. But in the end, I was lucky to get 4-2 out of it, because Neil played well.
As a player, do you want it to be one visit per frame, or do you want maybe a frame or two in the middle to sort of take a bit longer to calm your nerves down, Judd?
No, I think one visit, it helps both players, I think. If one person plays well, then the other one plays well as well, I think.
We've got a bit of a break. There's no snooker next week because I think you guys are away for a ranking event. Then we're back in Great Malvern. You're playing Stephen Hendry that week.
Yeah, it should be good. I'll take a lot from this week playing Neil. I didn't play too bad, but Neil just played really well, so hopefully I can have a better result next time.
Neil is only 20 years old. How good do you think he can be?
Well, when I first saw him play in the qualifiers, he was playing Michael Holt in China and lost 5-4, but I thought at the time that he could be better than Ding. You know, everyone was sort of raving on about Ding, but I thought that Judd, you know, if he improved his shot selection a little bit, and yeah, I thought he could definitely do that. And you know, from what I saw in the first frame tonight, I truly believe he'll be a world champion one day, that's for sure.
And when you're playing in a league format, obviously you want to qualify. Does it matter if you qualify as champion, or are you happy to go through into the semi-finals if you qualify in 4th place?
Yeah, I think you're going to be happy just qualifying. You know, it's I mean, Ronnie didn't finish in the top 2. I think he finished 3rd or 4th last year and still won. So I don't think it has too much relevance on the whole event, really.
Okay. And finally, Judd, commiserations, but a great start. Your first frame over a ton, if you like. What have you learned from tonight?
Just to take my chances and not leave any long balls on next time.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, congratulations to both of you. It was a great match. Thanks very much. Neil Robertson and Judd Trump, everyone. Thanks, guys. Okay, don't go anywhere. More great snooker coming up. We're going to have a quick break, and when we come back, the reigning champion, the Rocket, in action.
Little bad.